Okay, Joy.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our pre-bidding conference for Civil Works Project. By authority of our MAC chair, who is out on official business, I am conducting and presiding over this pre-bidding conference. To start, may I request everyone to please stand for our prayers.
Let us put ourselves in the presence of the Lord. Heavenly Father, we thank you for gathering us here today for this pre-bidding conference. We acknowledge your guidance and wisdom in every step of our work, especially as we discuss and evaluate matters concerning our civil works projects. Grant us clarity of mind, integrity, and fairness in our deliberations.
May every word we speak and every decision we make reflect honesty, transparency, and a genuine desire to serve the public good.
Bless all participants, the members of the Bids and Awards Committee, the technical working groups, the secretariats, and our prospective bidders. May this conference be conducted in an orderly, productive, and meaningful manner, leading to successful projects that benefit our communities. We entrust this meeting to you, Lord. Guide us in upholding righteousness and accountability in all that we do. All these we ask in your mighty name. Amen.
Once again, welcome and good morning. And for the roll call of attendance, may I request the Secretariat to please.
For the attendance, kindly say present when your name is called. Josephine Gacho,
Present.
Grace Elena Cabawan,
Present.
Emilio Esther, Maria Fernando,
Present.
Alma Maria Pandan, Mary Noelle Leslie, Maria Leia Absoy, present. Jane Kagabkag of Empresa Construction, Bernie Gariope of Empresa Construction, Rolene May Duroy, present. Virgo Armachero,
Present.
Gilbert Sabandal,
Present.
Jason Numan, Divino Aimee, present. Ronald Sombrio of Sombrio Construction,
Present.
Jocelyn Sombrio of Sombrio Construction, present. Rosel Smiley Balistoy, Sakdalan Amir,
Present.
Renz Faye Humangki, present. Maria Lizelle Valerie, present. Michelin Sobilon, present. For this pre-bidding conference, we have a total of 21 attendees, with 1 representative from the Planning and Design section, 4 representatives from prospective or interested bidders, 7 representatives from the BAC Secretariat, 5 representatives from the BAC DPWH, and 4 out of 5 members of the Bidding and Awards Committee are present. Back to the Vice Chairman.
Thank you, Maria. And since quorum is established, we will now proceed with our pre-bidding conference for 8 civil works projects. For the projects to be pre-bid today, it is contract ID number 26HA0051 for the construction of grading rehabilitation of drainage along National Road, secondary roads, the present Carlos P. Garcia Circumferential Road, kilometer 16 plus 960 to 17 plus 680. Second, 26HA0052, installation application of road safety facilities, roadway lighting, along the present Carlos P. Garcia Circumferential Road, kilometer 257 plus and minus 274 to kilometer 259 plus 852.14. Third, we have 26HA0053, construction of road Barangay Libertad to Barangay Dampas Road Station 0 plus 000 to 0 plus 590, Baclayon and Tagbilaran City, Bohol. Fourth, 26HA0054, construction of multipurpose building, covered court, Barangay Aliguay, Barangay Bayacabac, Barangay Bohol, Barangay Punta, Barangay Roque, Barangay Cabawan, Barangay Candavid, and Barangay Dipatlong, all of Maribojoc, Bohol, with coordinates for Aliguay 9.74057 north and 123.86669 east, Bayacabac 9.74970 north and 123.85662 east, Bohol 9.74330 north and 123.83089 east, Punta Cruz 9.73468 north and 123.79824 east. San Roque 9.75834 north and 123.87783 east. Cabawan 9.731873 north and 123.875514 east. Candavid 9.79103 north and 123.85786 east. Dipatlong 9.74831 north and 123.83809 east. The PIF project, we have 26H80055, construction of multipurpose building, fire station at Barangay Dipatlong, Maribojoc, Bohol with coordinates 9.745614 north and 123.842319 east. 6. We have 26H80056, construction of multipurpose building, fire station, Barangay Moto, Bohol with coordinates 9.799576 north and 123.795125 east. 7 is 26H80057, construction of multipurpose building, fire station, Barangay Bohol with coordinates 9.944113 north and 123.960783 east. Last but not the least, we have 26H80058, construction of multipurpose building, steel fire station at Barangay San Isidro, Bohol with coordinates 9.895584 north and 123.880756 east. General Appropriations Act, the Act 2026 projects are for issuance of SARO-FISARO status. The procuring entity shall not award the contracts for procurement projects until the special allotment release order has been issued, secured, or released. For the brief presentation and explanation of the following, like basic contract data, requirements of bidding documents, criteria and procedure for the check, preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification and award, and documents to be submitted by the bidders. Basic contract data. For contract description, ABC, and duration, we will turn over the time to our personnel from the planning and design section.
Good morning, everyone. So for our first project, we have construction upgrading, rehabilitation of grading along national roads, secondary roads to President Carlos P. Garcia Circumferential Road from kilometer 16 plus 960 to kilometer 17 plus 680, located at Maribojoc, Bohol. With a contract duration of 104 calendar days and an ABC of 11,684,000. 11,450,320 pesos, sorry. For the scope of works for facilities for the engineer, we have provision of field office for the engineer rental basis 3.5 months, operation and maintenance of field office for the engineer 3.5 months. For the other general requirements, we have project billboard, signboard 3 each, occupational safety and health program, traffic management, mobilization and demobilization all in one lump sum. For earthworks, we have individual removal of trees, 301 to 500 mm diameter, small, we have 6 each. Removal of actual structures, obstruction, we have 1 each. Surface common excavation, 34.4 cubic meter. Structure excavation, common soil, we have 985 cubic meter. Foundation field, 74.3 cubic meter. Embankment from roadway structure excavation, common soil, 307.5 cubic meter. Subgrade preparation, common material, 19 square meter. For surface courses, we have Portland cement concrete pavement unreinforced, 0.23 meter thick, 14 days, 90 square meter. For drainage and slope protection structures, we have line canal rectangular reinforced concrete, 709 linear meters. Stone masonry of 84.7 cubic meter. For miscellaneous structures, we have kilometer posts cast in place, 1 each. I think that would be all for this project.
Thank you, Engineer David. For the second project, which is the installation application of road safety facilities, roadway lighting along the Garcia Circumferential Road, kilometer 257, plus and minus 274 to kilometer 259, plus 852.14. Turn over the time to Stuart. Okay.
For this project, installation application of road safety facilities, roadway lighting along the President Carlos P. Garcia Circumferential Road, kilometer 257 plus minus 274 to kilometer 259 plus 852.14 with a contract ID 26HA0052 located at Tagbilaran, Bohol. We have a contract duration of 94 calendar days and an ABC of 29,912,540 pesos. For the scope of works, we have the facilities for the engineer, provision of field office for the engineer rental basis, operation and maintenance of field office for the engineer all in 3.1 months. For the other general requirements, we have project bill board, signing board 3 each. Occupational safety and health program, one lump sum, traffic management, and mobilization, demobilization, all in one lump sum. For earthworks, we have structural excavation, common soil, 987.8 cubic meter, foundation field, 20.20 cubic meter, embankment from roadway structure excavation, common soil, 1,081.5 cubic meter. For drainage and slope protection structures, we have reinforcing steel grade 40, 1,848 kilograms. Reinforcing steel grade 60, 5,927.6 kilograms. Structural concrete 27.58 MPa class A, 28 days, 102.5 cubic meter. For miscellaneous structures, we have metal guardrail, metal beam including post, single, double beam, 34 linear meters, metal beam and face bulldoze 2 each, and roadway lighting of 1 lump sum. That will be all for this project.
Thank you for again. Is there any comments from our prospective bidders? From our member of the market? Hearing none, we'll proceed to the next project. For the construction of road Barangay Libertad to Barangay Dampas Road, Station 0, 0 plus 590 at Baclayon and Tagbilaran, Bohol. We'll turn over the time to still.
So for this project, construction of road Barangay Libertad to Barangay Dampas Road, Station 0 plus 00 to Station 0 plus 590, Baclayon and Tagbilaran, Bohol with a contract ID of 26HA0053 located at Baclayon and Tagbilaran, Bohol. With a contract duration of 93 calendar days and an ABC of 1,007,100 pesos. For the scope of work, for the facilities, for the engineer, we have provision of field office for the engineer rental basis, operation and maintenance of field office for the engineer, all in 3.1 month. For the other general requirements, project billboard, signboard, 3 each. For the occupational safety and health program, traffic management, and mobilization, demobilization, all in one month. For earthworks, we have removal of school structures, obstruction, 0.15 meter takes to CP and reinforced 222.10 square meter, surplus common excavation of 2,312.6 cubic meter, structure excavation common soil 42.3 cubic meter, foundation field 0.90 cubic meter, 5 culverts and drain excavation common soil 27.3 cubic meter, embankment from roadway structure excavation common soil for roadways 945.8 cubic meter, embankment from roadway structure excavation common soil for structures 46.4 cubic meter, subgrade preparation common material 4,520.4 square meter. For sub-base and base courses, we have aggregate sub-base course 1,454.10 cubic meters. For surface courses, we have Portland cement, concrete pavement, unreinforced, 0.23 meter thick, 14 days, 3,848.9 square meter. For drainage and slope protection structures, we have reinforcing steel grade 40, 79.2 kilograms, reinforcing steel grade 40, 254 kilograms, structural concrete 27.58 MPa class A 28 days, 4.4 cubic meter. 5 culvert class 4 RCPC 910 diameter, 10 millimeter. 500 grounded repair class A 124.5 cubic meter. For stone masonry 636.6 cubic meter. For miscellaneous structures, we have metal guardrail, metal beam, including full single W beam 363 linear meter, metal beam and piece polos 12 each, hazard markers 450 by 600 mm, turbine size 22 each, reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings wide 133 square meter, and reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings yellow 43.5 square meter. And for roadway lighting, we have 1 lump sum. I think that would be all for this project.
Thank you, Engineer Billy. Is there any comments from our prospective bidders? Our back members? Hearing none, we'll proceed to the next project. For the construction of multi-purpose building, Port at Barangay, Aliguay, Bayacabac, Bohol, Punta, Cruz, Roque, Cabawan, Candavid, and Dipatlong, all of Maribojoc, Bohol. We'll turn over the time to our engineer.
So, thank you, Ms. Chair. So, for this project, we have a contract duration of 290 calendar days and the ABC of 31,680,000 and allocation of 32 million. For the scope of work, for facilities for the engineer, provision of field office for the engineer rental basis, 9.70 month. Operation maintenance of field office for the engineer, 9.70 month. For other general requirements, permits and clearances, 1 lump sum. Project billboard, signboard, 2 each. Occupational safety and health, 1 lump sum. Mobilization and immobilization, 1 lump sum. For earthwork, we have structure excavation hard rock, 228.70 cubic meter. Embankment from roadway structure excavation hard rock 141.60 cubic meter. Embankment from barrow common soil 266.20 cubic meter. Gravel field 23 cubic meter. For drainage and slope protection works, stone masonry 40 cubic meter. For reinforced concrete works, we have structural concrete 3000 PSI class A 28 days 178.60 cubic meter. Reinforcing steel deformed grade 40, 6,645.40 kilogram. Reinforcing steel deformed grade 60, 13,040 kilogram. Formworks and falsework 750.90 square meter. For miscellaneous hardwares, metal structure accessories 1 lump sum. Metal structure accessories turnbuckle 320 each. Metal structure accessories cross bracing 2,993.80 kilogram. Metal structure accessories steel plates 14,126.80 kilogram. Structural steel 1 lump sum. Structural steel trusses 73,266.50 kilogram. Structural steel purlin 16,219.20 kilogram. For roofing works, we have pre-painted metal sheets corrugated long span above 0.427 mm thick, 3,850 square meter. For painting of works, painting work steel 7,613.50 square meter. So that is the scope, Mrs. Chair.
Okay, thank you, Engineer Mill. Is there any comments from our prospective bidders? From our back members? Hearing none, we will proceed to the next project. Still to be discussed by Engineer Mill.
For this project, so we have construction of multi-purpose building, fire station, Barangay Dipatlong, Maribojoc, Bohol, 9.745640 north, 123.842319 east, location Maribojoc, Bohol. with a contract duration of 360 calendar days and an ABC of 9,800,000. For the scope of work, we have facilities for the engineer, provision of field office for the engineer rental leases, 12-month. Operation and maintenance of field office for the engineer, 12-month. Other general requirements, permits and clearances, 1 lump sum. Project billboard, signboard, 2 each. Occupational safety and health, 1 lump sum. Mobilization and immobilization, 1 lump sum. Earthwork, structure, excavation, hard rock, 146 cubic meter. Embankment from roadway, structure, excavation, hard rock, 113.78 cubic meter. Embankment from borough, soil, 30.80 cubic meter. Gravel field, 27.70 cubic meter. For reinforced concrete works, structural concrete, 3,000 PSI, class 8.8 days, 213.90 cubic meter. Lean concrete, 12 cubic meter. Reinforcing steel deformed, grade 40, 8,551.50 kilogram. Reinforcing steel deformed, grade 60, 9,095 kilogram. Form works and false works, 33 square meter. For masonry works, we have CHB, non-load bearing, including reinforcing steel, 100 mm, 189.60 square meter. For carpentry and joinery works, ceiling, 4.5 mm, metal frame fiber cement board, 266 cubic meter. For finishing works, glaze tiles and trims, 191.70 square meter. Unglazed tiles, 7.30 square meter. Cement plaster finish, 379.30 square meter. For miscellaneous hardwares, metal structure accessories, 1 lump sum. Metal structure accessories, third buckle, 8 each. Metal structure accessories, cross bracing, 63.90 kilogram. Metal structure accessories, steel base, 1,605.90 kilogram. Structural steel, 1 lump sum. Structural steel trusses, 5,147.20 kilogram. Structural steel purlin, 722.40 kilogram. For roofing works, fabricated metal roofing accessory, gauge 26, 0.551 flashing, 58 linear meter. Fabricated metal roofing accessory, gauge 24, 0.701 mm gutters, 34 linear meter. Pre-painted metal sheets above 0.427 mm rib type, long span, 183.70 square meter. For doors and windows, finishing hardware, 1 set. Frames, jump, seals, head, transoms and mullions, 8 set. Doors, wood panel, 3.80 square meter. Aluminum frame glass doors, ring type, 15.60 square meter. Aluminum glass windows, sliding type, 2.1 square meter. Aluminum glass windows, owning type, 20.70 square meter. For plumbing works, we have sewer line works, 1 lump sum. Storm drainage and downspout, 1 lump sum. Septic vault tank, concrete CHB, 1 lump sum. Plumbing fixture, 1 lump sum. Cold water lines, 1 lump sum. For electrical works, conduit boxes and fittings, conduit works, conduit rough in, 1 lump sum. Wires and wiring devices, 1 lump sum. Panel board with main and branch breakers, 1 lump sum. Lighting fixture, 1 lump sum. For painting works, masonry concrete, 379.30 square meter. Painting works wood, 14.70 square meter. Painting works steel, 687.60 square meter. That is the scope.
Thank you. Is there any comment from our prospective bidders? From our members? Hearing none, we'll proceed to the next project. Still to be discussed by the
For this project, we have a project name of Construction of Multi-Purpose Building, Fire Station, Barangay Norte, Loon, Bohol, 9.799578 North, 123.795125 East, location Loon, Bohol, with a contract duration of 360 calendar days and an ABC of 9,800,000. For the scope of work, facilities for the engineer, provision of field office for the engineer, rental leases, 12-month. Operation and maintenance of field office for the engineer, 12-month. Other general requirements, permits and clearances, 1 lump sum. Project billboard, signboard, 2 each. Occupational safety and health, 1 lump sum. Mobilization and mobilization, 1 lump sum. Earthwork structure excavation, hard rock, 146 cubic meter. Embankment from roadway structure excavation, hard rock, 113.78 cubic meter. Embankment from borrow common soil, 30.8 cubic meter. Gravel field, 27.70 cubic meter. For reinforcing concrete works, structural concrete, 3,000 PSI, Class A 28 base, 13.90 cubic meter. Lead concrete, 12 cubic meter. Reinforcing steel, deformed, grade 40, 8,551.50 kilogram. Reinforcing steel, deformed, grade 60, 9,095 kilogram. Formworks and false works, 33 square meter. For masonry works, CHB non-load bearing, including reinforcing steel, 100 mm, 189.60 square meter. For carpentry and joinery works, ceiling, 4.5 mm metal frame, fiber cement board, 266 cubic meter. Finishing works, glaze tiles and trims, 191.70 square meter, and glaze tiles, 7.30 square meter, cement plaster finish, 379.30 square meter. Miscellaneous hardwares, metal structure accessories, 1 lump sum. Metal structure accessories, third buckle, 8 each. Metal structure accessories, cross bracing, 63.90 kilogram. Metal structure accessories, steel plates, 1,605.90 kilogram. Structural steel, 1 lump sum. Structural steel trusses, 5,147.20 kilogram. Structural steel purlin, 722.40 kilogram. For roofing works, fabricated metal roofing accessory, gauge 26, 0.5 flashing, 58 linear meter. Fabricated metal roofing accessory, gauge 24, 0.701 mm gutters, 34 linear meter. Pre-painted metal sheets above 0.427 mm. Big type long span, 183.70 square meter. For doors and windows, finishing hardware, 1 set. Frames, jump seals, head tromsoms and mullions, 8 set. Door wood panel, 3.80 square meter. Aluminum frame glass door, swing type, 15.60 square meter. Aluminum glass window, sliding type, 2.1 square meter. Aluminum glass window, owning type, 20.70 square meter. For plumbing works, sewer line works, 1 lump sum. Storm drainage downspout, 1 lump sum. Septic vault tank, complete CHP, 1 lump sum. Plumbing fixture, 1 lump sum. Cold water lines, 1 lump sum. Electrical works, conduits, boxes, fittings, conduit works, conduit rough in, 1 lump sum. Wires and wiring devices, 1 lump sum. Panel board with main and branch breakers, 1 lump sum. Lighting fixture, 1 lump sum. For painting works, masonry concrete, 379.30 square meter. Painting works wood, 14.70 square meter. And painting works steel, 687.60 square meter. That is the scope of this chair.
Thank you. Are there any comments from our prospective leaders?
Prosedur construction regarding sa lahat na naman, ano na problema sa mga zoning na to?
Actually, na-coordinate na naman ni Sir sa taga-NGU and then sa ilang fire stations na mismo. So, sila yung kahatag sa location. Pwede man sa may kapusin sa amo ang advertisement if hindi pa settled ang ato ang lahat ni Sir. So, based sa validation sa market ni Sir Libertad Flores and then Engineer Divino, okay na ang site na to ni Sir.
Kung ang problema ko na pangalitan ang ma-reclassify yung tama para mag-delete na siya. Pwede mo sa zoning board pananglitan, delete. Kung kapra na nito ako lagi ma-refy kay process na sa permits and clearances, maganda ito man sa approval sa reclassification, delete.
Ako lang po klaro ni Architect Sir, ako sa'yo nakabutang sa zoning or commercial ba residential. Ako lang iklaro nito, wala ito
Sa ito madugay kay maganda ito na sa LGBA sa classification conversion nila.
Sige sir, noted na sir. Ako lang i-double check ang zoning na ni Sir.
Okay, thank you. From the back? Hearing none, only one comment regarding zoning. Those who see to the next project. Still,
So for the next project, we have construction of multi-purpose building, fire station, Barangay Putuhan, Bicol, Bohol, 9.44, 113 North, 123.960788 East, location to be Bohol, with contract duration of 360 days and ABC of 9,800,000. For the scope of work, facilities for the engineer, provision of field office for the engineer rental basis, 12-month. Operation and maintenance of the field office for the engineer, 12-month. Other general requirements, permits and clearances, 1 lump sum. Project billboard, signboard, 2 each. Occupational safety and health, 1 lump sum. Mobilization and demobilization, 1 lump sum. Earthwork, structure, excavation, hard rock, 146 cubic meter. Embankment from roadway, structure, excavation, hard rock, 113.78 cubic meter. Embankment from borrow, common soil, 30.8 cubic meter. Gravel field, 27.70 cubic meter. Reinforced concrete work, structural concrete, 3,000 PSI, class A, 28 base, 213.90 cubic meter. Deep concrete, 12 cubic meter. Reinforcing steel deformed, grade 40, 8,551.50 kilogram. Reinforcing steel deformed, grade 60, 9,095 kilogram. Formworks and false work, 33 square meter. Masonry work, CHB non-load bearing, including reinforcing steel, 100 mm, 189.60 square meter. Carpentry and joinery works, ceiling, 4.5 mm metal frame, fiber cement board, 266 cubic meter. Finishing works, glazed tiles and trims, 191.70 square meter. And glazed tiles, 7.30 square meter. Cement plaster finish, 379.30 square meter. For miscellaneous hardware, metal structure accessories, 1 lump sum. Metal structure accessories, third buckle, 8 each. Metal structure accessories, cross bracing, 63.90 kilogram. Metal structure accessories, steel plates, 605.90 kilogram. Metal structural steel, 1 lump sum. Structural steel trusses, 5,147.20 kilogram. Structural steel purlins, 722.40 kilogram. For roofing works, fabricated metal roofing accessory, gauge 26, 0.551 mm flashing, 58 linear meter. Fabricated metal roofing accessory, gauge 24, 0.701 gutters, 34 linear meter. Pre-painted metal sheets above 0.427 mm rib type long span, 183.70 square meter. Square meter. For doors and windows, finishing hardware, 1 set. Frames, jam seals, head, transoms, and mullions, 8 set. Doors, wood panel, 3.80 square meter. Aluminum frame, glass doors, wing type, 15.60 square meter. Aluminum glass window, sliding type, 2.1 square meter. Aluminum glass window, owning type, 20.70 square meter. For plumbing works, sewer line works, 1 lump sum. Storm drainage and downspout, 1 lump sum. Septic vault tank concrete CHB, 1 lump sum. Plumbing fixtures, 1 lump sum. Water lines, 1 lump sum. For electrical works, conduit boxes and fittings, conduit works, conduit rough-in, 1 lump sum. Wires and wiring devices, 1 lump sum. Panel board with main and branch breakers, 1 lump sum. Lighting fixtures, 1 lump sum. For painting works, we have painting works masonry concrete, 379.30 square meter. Painting works wood, 14.70 square meter. And painting works steel, 687.60 square meter. So that's all the scope is here.
Thank you, Engineer Emilio. Are there any comments from our prospective bidders? From all back? Again, giving none, we will proceed to discuss the last but not least project still with Engineer Emilio.
So for the last project, so we have this construction of multi-purpose building, fire station, Barangay San Isidro, Calapi, Bohol. 9.89, 5584 North, 123.880756 East, location Calapi, Bohol. With contract duration of 360 calendar days and ABC of 9,800,000. For the scope of work, facilities for the engineer, provision of field office for the engineer rental basis, 12-month. Operation and maintenance of field office for the engineer, 12-month. Other general requirements, permits and clearances, 1 lump sum. Project billboard, signboard, 2 each. Occupational safety and health, 1 lump sum. Mobilization and demobilization, 1 lump sum. Earthworks, structure, excavation, hard rock, 146 cubic meter. Embankment from roadway structure excavation, hard rock, 113.78 cubic meter. Embankment from borrow, common soil, 30.8 cubic meter. Gravel field, 27.70 cubic meter. Reinforced concrete works, structural concrete, 3,000 PSI, class 8, 28 days, 213.90 cubic meter. Plain concrete, 12 cubic meter. Reinforcing steel deformed, grade 40, 8,551.50 kilogram. Reinforcing steel deformed, grade 60, 9,095 kilogram. Formworks and false works, 30 feet square meter. Masonry works, CHB non-load bearing, including reinforcing steel, 100 mm, 189.60 square meter. For carpentry and joinery works, ceiling, 4.5 mm metal frame fiber cement board, 266 cubic meter. For finishing works, glaze tiles and trims, 191.70 square meter, and glaze tiles, 7.30 square meter. Cement plaster finish, 379.30 square meter. Miscellaneous hardwares, metal structure accessories, 1 lump sum. Metal structure accessories turnbuckle, 8 each. Metal structure accessories cross bracing, 63.90 kilogram. Metal structure accessories steel plates, 1,605.90 kilogram. Metal structure steel, 1 lump sum. Structural steel trusses, 5,147.20 kilogram. Structural steel purlin, 722.40 kilogram. For roofing works, fabricated metal roofing accessory, gauge 26, 0.551 mm flashing, 51 linear meter. Fabricated metal roofing accessory, gauge 24, 0.701 gutters, 34 linear meter. Pre-painted metal sheets above 0.427 mm grid type long span, 183.70 square meter. For doors and windows, finishing hardware, 1 set. Frames, jam, seals, head, tromsoms, and mullions, 8 set. Doors, wood panel, 3.80 square meter. Aluminum frame glass door swing type, 15.60 square meter. Aluminum glass window sliding type, 2.1 square meter. Aluminum glass windows awning type, 20.70 square meter. For plumbing works, we have sewer line works, 1 set. 1 lump sum, Storm drainage and downspout, 1 lump sum. Septic vault tank, complete CHP, 1 lump sum. Plumbing fixture, 1 lump sum. And cold water lines, 1 lump sum. For electrical works, conduit boxes and fittings, conduit works, conduit rough-in, 1 lump sum. Wires and wiring devices, 1 lump sum. Panel board with main and branch breakers, 1 lump sum. Lighting fixtures, 1 lump sum. For the painting works, we have painting works masonry concrete, 379.30 square meter. Painting works wood, 14.70 square meter. And last, painting works steel, 687.60 square meter. So that is the scope, Mrs. Chair.
Thank you, Engineer Emil. Are there any comments again from our prospective bidders? From our members? Hearing none, we'll proceed to the next agenda, which is the requirements for the bidding documents of civil works project. The contractor shall use the prescribed standard forms posted in the filters and the bid's website and issued in the bid documents. The bidders are encouraged to have their bid documents neatly bound, paginated, properly sequenced, and provided with simple field text to facilitate examination of the bids. Each bidder shall submit 1 original of the technical proposal and 1 original of the financial proposal and clearly mark each as original technical proposal and original financial proposal. In addition, the bidder shall submit 1 copy of the technical proposal and the financial proposal and clearly mark them copy number 1 technical proposal and copy number 1 financial proposal. Bidders shall enclose their technical documents in 1 sealed envelope marked technical component and the financial component in another sealed envelope marked financial component, sealing them all in an outer envelope marked bid. In the event of any discrepancy between the original and the copies, the original shall prevail. The bid shall be typed or written in ink and shall be signed by the bidder or his duly authorized representative. All envelopes shall, letter A, contain the name of the contract to be bid in capital letters. Letter B, bear the name and address of the bidder in capital letters. C, C. B. Address the procuring entities bids and awards committee. Letter D. Bear that specific identification of this bidding process and bear a warning do not open before the date and time for the opening of bids. Are there any questions and comments from our respective members and back members? Hearing none, we will proceed to the requirements of bidding documents. We now have the criteria and procedure for eligibility check, preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, and post-qualification and award for civil works. Explanation on the criteria of for eligibility screening. To be eligible for the contract, a contractor must meet the following eligibility requirements. First, Filipino citizens, sole proprietorships, cooperatives, and partnerships, or organizations with at least 60% interest or outstanding capital stock belong to citizens of the Philippines. Third, net financial contracting capacity, or NFCC, at least equal to the ABC. NFCC, single largest completed contract, SLCC, completion of similar contract costing at least 50% of the ABC with 5 years from the date of submission and receipt of bids. Or registered with and classified by the Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board, PCAB, with PCAB license category depending on the approved budget for the contract ABC. For contract IDs number 26HA0051 with ABC of 11,450,320, required license category is small b. For 26HA0052 with an ABC of 29,912,540, the license category required is small b. For contract ID number 26HA0053 with an ABC of 19,007,100, required license is small b. For 26HA0054 with an ABC of 31,680,000, license category required is medium A. For contract ID number 26HA0055 with an ABC of 9.8 million, including 26HA0056, 26HA0057, 26HA0058 with same ABC of 9.8 million. The required license category is small b. Contractors under small a and small b categories without similar experience on the contract to be bid may be allowed to bid if the cost of such contract is not more than the allowable range of contract cost, ARCC, of their registration based on the guidelines as prescribed in the Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board and Roque. Eligibility screening will be conducted electronically in the district office by the BAC with the assistance of the technical working group using the Civil Works application. Explanation of criteria for examination of bids. The DPWH will use non-discretionary pass-fail criteria in the preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, and post-qualification process. If the Bids and Awards Committee determines the bidder with the lowest calculated bid passes all the criteria for post-qualification, it shall declare the said bid as the lowest calculated responsive bid and shall recommend to the whole the award of contract to the said bidder. The award criterion for all projects will be lowest calculated responsive bid. The bidder with the lowest calculated responsive bid will be required to submit to the procuring entity within 10 calendar days from his receipt of the notice of award the following documents. Letter A, authority of signing official or board resolution with secretary certificate. Letter B, performance security. Letter C, construction methods. Letter D, construction schedule in the form of per CPM diagram or precedence diagram and bar chart with S-curve and cash flow. Letter E, manpower schedule. Letter F, equipment utilization schedule. Letter G, contractors all risk insurance or CARI. Letter H, latest and tax business returns. Letter I, for a local contractor, certification under oath stating that the contractor is free and clean of all tax liabilities. Letter J, submission of the construction safety and health program shall be in accordance with Department Order number 241, series of 2024. For Department Order number 241, series of 2024, guidelines on the processing, approval, and reporting system of the Construction Safety and Health Program, CSHP, for DPWH infrastructure projects. The contractor shall submit the CSHP not later than 3 calendar days from the issuance of the NOAA to give time for each evaluation and approval. The head of the IO, upon the recommendation of the CSHP focal person, shall approve the CSHP not later than 7 calendar days from the issuance of the NOAA to the contractor. The DPWH approved CSHP is a requirement for the processing of and approval of the contract agreement. Moreover, no claims by the contractor, advance payment, first promise billing, shall be processed and paid without the submission of the DPWH approved CSHP. The DPWH will only approve CSHPs through a form prescribed by the DOLE be found in order. The DPWH project shall not be implemented without the approved construction safety and health program by the head of the DPWH implementing office. In the case of the failure, refusal, or inability of the bidder with the lowest calculated responsive bid to submit the required documents within the prescribed period through its own fault, the BAC will be constrained to post-disqualify the said bidder and shall initiate and complete the post-qualification process on the bidder with the second lowest calculated bid. Are there any questions, comments from our prospective bidders? In back numbers? Hearing none, we will proceed to the next agenda. Documents to be submitted by the bidder and reminders on the submission of bids. For technical proposal, the technical proposal is self-contained but not limited to the following: valid and updated PhilJet certificate of registration, platinum membership. The PhilJet certificate of platinum registration and membership must be updated with the current Class A eligibility documents covered under Section 20.2.9.1 of the IRR of RA 12009. Failure to comply results in the automatic suspension of its validity. Moreover, the submission of the updated Class A documents, which is the registration certificate, mayor's and our business permit, tax clearance, pickup license, and audited financial statements as part of the bid is no longer acceptable. The technical proposal shall contain but not limited to the following: pickup license and registration in case of joint venture, statement of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. Per a numbered memorandum dated May 28, 2026 of Attorney Leo P. Espirito, Under Secretary for Support Services, the bidders are expressly reminded of their obligation to fully and truthfully disclose all ongoing and awarded but not yet started contracts, including DPWH, other government and private contracts, by submitting the duly accomplished statement. The bidders are also reminded that the failure to submit and declare any ongoing and awarded but not yet started contract constitutes a ground for disqualification and imposition of appropriate sanctions. Statement of the bidder's SLCC, similar to the procurement project. The SLCC shall be supported by an owner certificate of final acceptance issued by the project owner other than the contractor, or the final rating of at least satisfactory in contractor's performance evaluation system, CPES, or a similar performance and monitoring system in case contracts with the private sector, and equivalent documents shall be submitted. The bidder's computation of net financial contracted capacity (NFCC) with his audited financial statement duly stamped received by the BIR or its authorized institution, or electronic submissions. E-submissions with BIR confirmation receipts are accepted. Joint venture agreements, if applicable. Bid security in the prescribed form, amount, and validity period. The bidder may submit a bid securing declaration or any form of bid security in the amount equal to a percentage of the approved budget for the contract in accordance with the following amount. Acceptability forms of bid security in the form of cash or cashier's or banker's check issued by a bank. The minimum amount is 2% of the ABC. The bank draft or guarantee or irrevocable letter of credit issued by a bank, provided, however, that it shall be confirmed or authenticated by a bank if issued by a foreign bank. The minimum amount is 5% of the ABC. And for surety bond callable on demand issued by a surety or insurance company duly certified by the Insurance Commission as authorized to issue such security, the minimum amount is 5% of the ABC. For 26HA0052, the following qualifier shall be applied to the contract. Specialized electrical work (SPEE) included in the bidder's PCAB license. Project requirements. First, the organizational chart for the contract and not the firm's organizational chart. The organizational chart shall reflect the key personnel assigned to the contract. Second, list of contractors' key personnel, the project manager, project engineer, materials engineer, safety officer, foreman, and first aider to be assigned to the contract to be bid, with their complete qualification and experience data. Also to be attached are the letter of nominee, certificate of employment, and biodata for each pledged key person. The minimum work experience required for the key personnel are the following. For the key personnel, that is the project manager, project engineer, materials engineer, foreman, safety officer. All of those key personnel must have the minimum year of similar experience for 3 years and the minimum years of total work experience for 5 years. For the key personnel, which is the first aider, must have a minimum year of similar experience for 2 years and a minimum year of total work experience still for 2 years. The experience means total years of civil works experience of any nature in construction and engineering works and or consultancy services. Include the tax identification number, TIN, for all key personnel in their biodata. Additional requirements for the project engineers, PE, is to attach a photocopy of their current and valid ERC license, proof of DPWH accreditation as PE, and also to include the contact number of the PE in their biodata. Additional requirements for materials engineer are the DPWH accreditation certificate as ME, a photocopy of the current and valid PRC license, and the contact number of the ME in the biodata. Additional requirement for safety officer is to attach a photocopy of their certificate of training and or completion of construction and safety health course for the site safety engineers. Additional requirement for first aider is the photocopy of their certificate of training. Report order number 9, series of 2012, wherein it states among others that item 6, if a proposed key technical personnel is an employee of the bidder and working on another project at the time of the bidding, the bidder shall submit a certification that the personnel will be pulled out from the ongoing project once the bidder is awarded the contract, and he or she will be replaced with another person with equal or better qualifications as certified by the head of the implementing office. Item 7. The bidder may propose a key technical personnel who is not its employee, provided that the said person is required to submit a certification that he or she will work for the bidder if it is awarded the contract under bidding. The certification under item 6 or item 7 shall be included in the first envelope of the sealed bid. DO number 2227 series of 2024. Suspension of Department Order number 148 series of 2024. In order to address the foreseen delay in the implementation of the new infrastructure projects due to the unavailability of DPWH accredited project engineers who are currently assigned to contractors and consultants to ongoing projects, the implementation of the Department Order number 148 series of 2024, Guidelines in the accreditation and assignment of contractors and consultants project engineers is hereby suspended until further notice. This directive to suspend the application of DEO number 148 series of 2024 shall not apply to the implementation and construction of buildings, bridges, and thus for the construction of buildings and bridges, accredited project engineers shall be assigned by contractors and or consultants. DO number 43 series of 2026 interim guidelines on the utilization of construction material prices and equipment rental rates amid fuel price volatility and its effect to the project cost estimates. Section 4.2 Projects already advertised. For projects that have already been advertised for procurement, the bidding process shall proceed in accordance with the existing procurement rules and procedures. In case of bidding failure due to an insufficient ABC resulting from updated or prevailing market prices, the concerned implementing office may undertake the necessary revalidation and reprogramming of the cost estimates using updated and appropriate price references as in section 4.1 of these guidelines, consistent with the provision of this policy, directive, and other application policies of this department. Section 4.3 Projects under contract perfection. For projects under contract perfection, with issued resolution and or notice of award, any increase in construction costs arising from fuel price volatility shall be addressed through price escalation claims during project implementation, in accordance with the applicable provisions of the existing government procurement law and its implementing rules and regulations, as well as any other relevant guidelines issued by the department. Project requirements. Number 3. List of contractors' major construction and laboratory equipment units to be assigned to the project supported by certificates of availability using the prescribed format, which are owned, leased, and or under purchase agreement supported by proof of ownership and certification of availability of equipment from the equipment investor and or vendor for the duration of the project, and certifications from the vendor that the equipment units under purchase agreement shall be available for this contract. The contractor should also have a point of reference for his equipment or indicate the location for verification. The contractor shall include his laboratory equipment to be pledged to the contract. The list of laboratory apparatus and equipment should be enumerated in detail. Number 4, omnibus source statement in the prescribed form. Number 5, ISO 9001:2015 certification for contractors with pickup license size range of medium A and above. Number 6, as per a numbered memorandum dated February 24, 2026, sworn affidavit of eligibility and beneficial ownership shall no longer be required. In lieu thereof, the bidder shall submit its latest general information sheet (GIS) reflecting the beneficial ownership information, duly filled with stamp received by the Securities and Exchange Commission, applicable to entities classified under Section 82 of the IRR of RA 12009, such as corporations, partnerships, private sector organizations, foundations, and associations. The financial proposal shall contain, but not limited to, the following: duly signed bid form, bid prices in the bill of quantities, detailed estimates, summary of labor rates, unit prices, and equipment rental rates, and cash flow by quarter or by month. Department Order number 30, series of 2025, guidelines in the preparation of program of works and approved budget for the contract to be used by the contractors in the preparation of their unit prices. The following items shall not be subjected to OCM and profit markup. Mobilization and demobilization. Next is provision of service vehicle. And next is permits and clearances. The following not civil work items shall not be subject to OCM markup are field and laboratory office and living quarters, rental basis, furnishing of furniture, laboratory equipment, survey equipment, and consumables, assistance to the engineers, photographs, health and safety, traffic management, environmental compliance, and communication equipments. Percentage to be used for OCM and profit markup. The estimated direct cost up to 5 million. The indirect cost for OCM is 15% and the profit is 10% with a total for OCM and profit of 25%. For projects above 5 million up to 50 million, the OCM is 12% and the profit is 8% with a total for OCM and profit to 20%. Projects above 50 million up to 150 million, percentage for OCM is 10% and profit is 8% and the total for OCM and profit is 18%. For projects above 150 million, the OCM is 8% and the profit is still 8% with a total of 16% for OCM and profit. For a numbered memorandum dated July 15, 2025, value added tax component shall be 12%. Shown below are the dates of availability of the bidding documents that may be acquired by interested bidders and its corresponding applicable fee. For 26HA0051, 26HA0052, 26HA0053, and 26HA0054, applicable fee is 25,000. With the date of availability of bidding documents on the 3rd of June up to the 24th of June 2026 until 10 a.m. only. For contract IDs number 26HA0055, 0056, 0057, and 0058 with applicable fee of 10,000 pesos. The date of availability of bidding documents still shall be on the 3rd of June until the 24th of June 2026. Only until 10 a.m. Upon payment of the applicable fee for the bidding documents pursuant to the latest guidelines issued by the Government Procurement Policy Board, the interested bidders shall get the bidding documents from the Procurement Staff Office, DPWH Bohol, 1st DEO, Dawa District, Tagbilaran City. Bid submission may be done manually or electronically online. However, bidders should only select one mode of submission, either manual or electronic. Similar to manual submission, the guidelines for the preparation and submission of the electronic bid are contained in the bidding documents. Bids shall be submitted by the bidder himself or his authorized liaison officer, as provided in Section 654.1 of the IRR of RA 12009. Bidders shall submit their bids through their respective duly authorized representatives. To further clarify, the bidder's representative must be named in the contractor's registration certificate, recorded in the DPWH Civil Works application. Otherwise, there must be a duly signed and notarized partial power of attorney or sole proprietorship or board partnership joint venture resolution with secretary certificate for corporation, partnership, joint venture, cooperative. That is project specific, presented in hard copy and a soft copy thereof, must also be emailed to racines.mary_nowlin@dpwh.gov.ph using the official email of the bidder registered in the Civil Works application for verification. Failure to send a copy to the documents mentioned above from the official CWA registered email address of the bidder shall result in the bidder not being issued an order of payment nor being allowed to submit and or draft bid proposals. Bids must be duly received by the BAC Secretariat for manual submission or at electronic_bids_Bohol1st@dpwh.gov.ph for electronic submission on the schedule on or before 12 noon of June 24, 2026. Late bids shall not be accepted. Bid opening shall be on June 24, 2026, 1:30 p.m. at the back conference room, DPWH Bohol, 1st DEO, the Old District, Tagbilaran City, Bohol, and shall be live streamed to our YouTube channel. Bids will be opened in the presence of the bidders' representatives who choose to attend the opening of bids. Are there any questions, comments from our prospective bidders? From our board members? Hearing none, we will proceed to the next agenda, which is the common reasons for bidders' disqualification. Bidders' disqualification during preliminary examination of bids. First is lacking documentary requirements. Next is unauthorized documents and expired legal documents such as field job certificate, pickup license, nurse permit, tax clearance certificate. During detailed evaluation of bids, reasons for disqualifications are calculated evaluated amount exceeding ABC, and incomplete or incorrect pay items of work. During post-qualification process, our pledge equipment does not meet the minimum requirements specified in the bidding documents. Another is failure to attach proof of ownership or lease agreement or purchase of agreement on pledge equipment. And another is expired accreditation of project engineer or materials engineer. Are there any questions, comments from our prospective bidders? From our back members? Hearing none, we'll proceed to the next agenda, which is the other matters. Emphasis on section 61.1 of IRR of RA 12009. Members of the BAC, its staff and personnel, secretariat, and PWG, as well as observers, are prohibited from making or accepting any communication with any bidder regarding the evaluation of their bids until the issuance of the notice of award. However, the BAC, through its secretariat, may ask the bidder in writing for clarification of its bid. All responses to requests for the clarification shall be in writing. The DPWH Bohol 1st District Engineering Office reserves the right to reject any and all bids, declare a failure of bidding, or not award the contract at any time prior to contract award in accordance with Section 70 of RA 12009 and its IRR without thereby incurring any liability to the affected bidder or bidders. Are there any questions and or comments from our prospective bidders? From our back members? Hearing none, we will now have summary of proceedings, including supplemental bid bulletins to be issued. Interested bidders are hereby reminded to regularly monitor for possible issuances of supplemental and or bid bulletins. Any questions, comments from our prospective bidders and back members? Hearing none, we'll proceed. For further information, please refer to Engineer Mary Novelin M. Persilis, Engineer 3, Procurement Head Back Secretariat, Procurement Staff, DPWH Bohol, 1st District Engineering Office, the Old District of Tagbilaran City, Bohol 6300, phone number 08-422-8317, local 62030, and email address racines.mary_novelin@dpwh.gov.ph, and Engineer Julie Cesar G. Tagaw, Engineer 3, Chief Planning and Design Section, Chairman, Bids and Awards Committee, DPWH Bohol, 1st District Engineering Office, the District of Tagbilaran City, Bohol 6300. At telephone numbers 038-422-8317, local 62021. With email address at tagaw.julius_cesar@dpwh.gov.ph. That ends our pre-bidding conference for the 8 civil works projects. Bohol for DPWH.